morning or good afternoon or good evening to whoever is watching this. All right. Good day to all students, basically. All right. So this is the revision class for chemistry year 10. All right. We are going to revise what we learned. Uh, so let's dive straight in. Okay. Um, this is our Google Classroom. Students can actually go into our Google Classroom and go into the week one of our Google Classroom and then just click it. All right. And students will be able to see what we learn in class and also the homework. All right. And also our class recording is here in this MP4 file. All right. So let's jump straight in. So the first thing that we learn in class is the periodic table, right? So always the first thing that we learn for chemistry is the periodic table. All right. And the first thing that we need to know, super important thing, all right, is what are the three main categories inside the periodic table? So you can actually see the answer on the screen. Metals, metalloid, and non-metal. All right. So metal, there is five important properties which we learn down here. Conduct heat, conduct electricity, malleable, ductile, shiny. Five. So as long as the metal has these five properties, they are considered a metal. Or another way to tell is by looking at this yellow section inside the periodic table. All right. We actually looked through a periodic table in class, but because this is just a revision class, I'm not going to show it here. I hope students remember. All right. Oh, and also I'm going to upload the periodic table to the Google Classroom. Okay, the second group is the non-metal. So non-metal is very obvious. It's the opposite of metal. So whatever the metal can do, the non-metal cannot do. Okay, and another keyword is this brittle here. Brittle means it breaks easily. One example of a material that's brittle is glass, right? That's an example. Okay, and then in the middle here, we have this thing called metalloid. Okay, there's just a few of this metalloid, but it's very important. So what is metalloid? We actually copied this in class. It becomes a metal at high temperature, but when at low temperature, it turns into a non-metal. All right, so I hope students still remember that. And another very important thing, it's not shown here, but we did go through this in class. All the metals have a positive charge. Okay, this is very important to all students. And the non-metals have a negative charge. That's just how it works. Always. Metal is positive, non-metal is negative. And then metalloid, it depends on the temperature. At high temperature, it is positive. At low temperature, it will be negative. Simple. All right. So that's about it for our periodic table. Hope everyone is clear. The next thing that we learned in class was this atoms, element, compound. Okay, so basically six things. Yeah, we took quite some time to go through, but here we're just gonna speed run it. Atoms is one particle means we call them atom or we call them particle like that, as you can see in this drawing. And then the second one, which I label here, 2A and 2B, is actually compound. So under compound, there's two types, ionic and covalent compound. Ionic is whenever we have a positive and a negative. It's also, you can say, because like what we learned just now, positive is a metal, negative is a non-metal. So as long as it's between a metal and a non-metal, we call them ionic compound. And it's important, chemically bonded together. So it's important to know that compound, you can see here, no matter ionic or covalent, both are chemically bonded together. All right. And the second one, covalent compound, is between negative, negative, and negative. Okay. At this point, students must be clear how to find out whether which one is a positive and which one is a negative. You all need to learn how to look at the periodic table, find that out. All right. So this is like the bond between non-metal and non-metal. So I hope students are clear on that. Next is this one here, element. Element can only have one type of particle, and it can either only be in one state. That means if it's liquid, the whole thing must be liquid. If it's solid, the whole thing must be solid. You cannot have a mixture. Like, for example, you look at this drawing here, it's actually a little bit wrong because you see the top part here is a solid, but the bottom part here is a liquid drawing. So actually, this is wrong. So this is not counted as an element. Okay, so I repeat one more time. Element, one type of particle, like you see here, all is the green color atom. And it can only have one form. That means if it's just liquid, the whole thing must be liquid. If you have solid and liquid, like this one here, solid and liquid mixed together, then it's not an element because it has two types of things together. Okay, I hope everyone's clear on that. And talking about two types of things together, if I have two or more types of things together, what do we call it? Mixture. So you can see here, this is three types of things. Okay, as long as you have two or more, everything rojak together, mixed together, right? This one is three different types of things mixed together. It's called a mixture. You see, even if it's just one particle and another particle, you put them together, they are also a mixture because it's not chemically bonded together. But if this Na and this H is like sticking together, then yes, maybe it would be an ionic or a covalent compound. But in this case, they are separated. So therefore, it's a mixture. It's like mixing two different types of things. Okay, another one is molecule. Molecule is very simple. As long as you have a group of things chemically bonded together, then we call them molecule. Anything combined together, molecule. All right. So you can see this one, two types of the same atom, or one positive, one negative, which is ionic. So you can technically say that ionic compound and covalent compound is under a bigger category called molecule. It's not wrong. Okay. And the last bond that we learned is a metallic bond. So metallic bond is between a whole bunch of positive. And normally metal is a solid at room temperature. And you can see from here, there's this electron that is on the outside. Okay, so very important. Metallic bond is a lot of positive with the electron on the outer layer. Important. So I hope everyone is clear on the 5 different categories that students need to know. And then our exercise is actually here. You can see homework here. So students, please remember to do the homework. If anyone is not clear, do find me on WhatsApp. And basically, that will be all for our revision class today. Looking forward to the next class.